Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I finished my lecture on this slide that software engineering is composed of standard processes or methodologies, techniques, and tools to develop highly economical, reliable, and efficient software. Any question about the last lecture before I continue? Great. Let's have today's lecture. By the grace of Allah, we have standard processes or methodologies, standard techniques, and standard tools. Before I discuss the methodologies or techniques and tools, what is economical? Meaning of economical, Al-Walid Khalid, Riyan Abdul Halim, no prob, Riyan, Fahad Said, Mashal, Wael Mazen, Yazid Mashal. Economical mean cheap. It should be in the range of customer. The rule of business is if you decrease the price of any product, its sale will increase. So it's a inversely proportional that if you decrease one thing, there is increase in the other thing. We have cause and effect relation that if there is a cause, you decrease the cost. Automatically, effect is sale will increase. For example, masalan, computers were very expensive at the beginning. When cost of computers were decreased, automatically their sale was increased, were increased. Same mobile phones were very expensive at the beginning in 90s, early 90s, in early 2000. Then its cost was decreased and sale is increased. So there is inversely proportional, there is a relation. So economical mean cheap, low cost, low cost. That if you apply standard, affordable, yes, in the range of customer, in the affordability of customer can afford. Not only the rich customers can purchase, like Mac operating system, when it was introduced by Apple company, they have the problem that you, if you purchase Mac, you have to purchase Mac machine. So it run, its compatibility was only with the Mac machine, with the Apple machine. So that is the reason its sale was decreased. But if we compare with the Windows, Mac with Windows cost was decreased and it can run on any, yeah, Apple is very expensive, like iPhone, very expensive, Mac operating system was very expensive, so it was only targeted to rich customers. Like Samsung, Samsung has all ranges of products for rich customers, for average salary or average income customers, and low income customers. So every type of customer can purchase. So the benefit of applying standard software engineering standard processes or methodologies, techniques and tools, that its cost will decrease. It's in the range or affordability. Yes, like MacBook is very expensive. So its affordability will increase and every type of customer can afford. So that's economical, cheap, low cost, reliable. Even though we have another chapter, but just I'm touching it. What is the meaning? How to define reliable software? Ryan Abdul Halim. Said Umar. Fahad Said. No problem. Reliable. So you are defining reliability, easy to use. No, that's the usability. Mashal. While Mazen, Yazid Khalufa, Yazid Mashal can run many times without problem. Okay, now it's open for all students. Any student can answer. When we say reliability, when we say reliability, reliability means we define reliability. The software should have minimum bugs, should have minimum bugs, and it must be stable. Should not crash again and again. For example, masalan, Linux and Unix are highly reliable. If we talk about Windows, it is highly unreliable. It has a lot of bugs and it crashes again and again. Yes, Linux and Unix are open source because they are open source. So there are so many programmers all over the world working on Linux and Unix. If there is a bug reported, there is open source community, they start to fix it. They start trying to fix it, whereas Microsoft has closed source. Only Microsoft programmers can work on it, and Microsoft knows it's not their strength. It is their weak area. So they never try to work on this area. Their strength is usability, easy to use. So they try to improve their usability strength. I remember a story from one of the famous Indian businessmen. There is a company, Wipro, and his chairman, ex-chairman, has a story that like a rabbit. Rabbit is very good in running, in jumping. So that is the strength of rabbit. So one rabbit, parents admit him in the school, and in the gaming competitions, in jump and race, he won the first position. But in swimming, rabbits are very weak in swimming. But in swimming, he failed. So his parents asked him, forget about race and jumping. Try to learn swimming. So in the next competition, we want you to win swimming competition. So there was 1 year during that period, he tried to learn swimming but can't. And in the next gaming competition, even he failed in jumping and race competition. He forgot his strength. So Microsoft is like the same as the rabbit story. So as a human, you know your strength and you know your weak areas. If you are weak in something, forget about it. Try to improve your strong area. So Microsoft as a company knows their strength is usability. Liability is their weak area. Security is their weak area. So they never try to work on that area to improve that. Microsoft, some bugs are inherited from Windows 95. There was one bug reported by IBM in 2014. That was the bug of Windows 95. It was inherited in Windows, the incoming Windows till the Windows 10. And if you have some electricity problem, then even it crash. I suffered a lot during the last 20 years. I'm working on that as it in the teaching profession. Many times my system crashed because of electricity jerk. Electricity, there was a electricity was coming, and there was what is called, it was not stable, and sometimes voltage was high, sometimes voltage was low, and it crashed. So it crash even in such situation. And if there is a bug, it also crash. If there is a virus, it also crash. So one extreme is Linux and Unix, and another extreme is Windows in terms of reliability. So that's the reliability. It should have minimum bugs, and it should be stable. Software should be stable and should have minimum bugs. Then efficient. How to define efficiency? Fahad Said. Al-Walid Khalid. Yazid Mashal. Yazid Mashal. Yazid Khalufa. These all are quality attributes. Ryan Abdul Halim. How fast how fast or quickly software responds to its users. How fast or how quickly a software responds to its users is called efficiency. For example, Maslan, Google is the most efficient search engine in the world. Its response is in milliseconds. What is millisecond, Mr. Saeed Umar? Rian Abdul Halim? Yes. 10 power 10 power, yeah, 1 by 1000 of a second, 10 raised power minus 3. We have milli, we have micro, we have nano. So 10 raised power minus 3, 10 raised power minus 6, 10 raised power minus 9. So Google is highly efficient. Its response is between 1 milli to 1 second. So it's very efficient, most efficient search engine in the world. Any question regarding economical, reliable, and efficient? Any question with respect to economical, reliable, and efficient software? Now move to methodology or process, software processes. How to define methodology? We already covered in 250 System Analysis and Design course. Mashal Muhammad. Saeed Umar. Rian Abdul Halim. Steps to do what? Al Walid Khalid. Wael Mazen. Yazid Khalufa. Open. A way to make system. A way to do something. Methodology or software process. Standard procedures used in an organization to analyze, design, and develop the software system. Methodology or process is the standard procedure used in an organization or company to analyze, design, and implement the software system is called methodology or process. We have so many methodologies: waterfall, rapid application development, RAD, spiral, rational, unified, agile, prototype. So we have some keywords in the methodology or process. We should have standard procedures to do analysis, design, and implementation. Let's first define analysis. Mr. Walid Al-Walid. Yazid Mashal. Mashal Muhammad. Wael Muazzam. Okay, now it's open. Anyone can answer. Methodology has objective to do analysis, design, and implementation. Analysis, a comparison of the current or existing system. You always compare between or among different things. Here we are comparing current or existing system with the new system to identify new or proposed system. Sometimes we say proposed system, new or proposed. The new or proposed system. Why we compare? To identify or explore. You have Internet Explorer. To explore detailed requirements. A comparison of the current or existing system with the new or proposed system to identify or explore detailed requirements. So you have comparison. You compare, like I have two sections of 251, CPIT 251 Software Engineering 1 course. I will compare both sections, that which section is better than the other section. Like you have 5D and I have DE or I have CE. So I compare 5D with DE or CE, that which of the section is better in terms of grades, in terms of analytical skill, in terms of presentation skill. So I can have any criteria to compare. You must have some criteria. Based on that criteria, you compare. That could be cost, that could be time, any criteria you can set, and then you compare them. Like you have sugar or cholesterol. Some human has cholesterol or sugar or some disease. So he has to do periodically lab tests, blood test or urine test. If he is doing from the same laboratory, the doctor will check, will compare that before 6 months, what was the condition of the patient, and after 6 months, what is the condition? Cholesterol level is decreased, or it's the same, or it's a low cholesterol, or high cholesterol, or normal cholesterol. So we have CBC blood test, or we have lipid profile, in which we have LDL, HDL low density, HDL high density, we have triglyceride. So there is many things to compare previous tests last year or 2 years before, and after every 6 months, what is the condition of the patient? Is it clear? Or you compare like two cars, that Corolla is better, or Honda Civic is better, or Ferrari is better, or any other sports car like Honda car, Ford sports car is better. So you compare between two cars, that which car is better in terms of economical, in terms of maintenance, fuel consumption, affordability, seating capacity, anything you can compare between two cars or more than two cars, among two, three, four. So that is the analysis, the objective of analysis, that after analysis, you must have detailed requirements. Very good. If you don't have previous system, the current system or existing system, then you must have some case study, because this is not the unique project you are first time implementing in the history of human life. Normally, companies like IBM, HP, Microsoft, they have R&D department, R and D department, research and development department. So they test it experimentally, they conduct some case study, and then they apply on some commercial or industrial project. So you must have some case study. Based on the case study, you will compare the new or proposed system with the previous system that is applied or implemented in some other company. Mr. Fahad, did you get my point? It must have been applied somewhere. It's not NASA project or FBI project. It must have tested somewhere, and then you applied for commercial project. This is the common problem we face during PhD when we are doing research. Like when I was doing my PhD, I went to many software companies that this is my research, my idea. Can you apply in your software company for any commercial project? So most of the companies, they replied, they responded to me, sorry, we cannot take risk. If your idea failed, means our project will fail. And if we failed, we are failed in our project, we failed to respond according to customer requirement, who will pay? Customer will sue us in the international court, because most of the customers are from USA, UK, Australia. So they have very strong law. They have very strong rules. So the customer will go to the court and will sue you. So you cannot take risk to experiment on the commercial project. because there is a risk if the idea will fail, project will fail, and project will fail mean customer will sue you, and you have to pay the fine. You have to pay a lot of money, and on the top of that, your reputation will be badly affected, because most of the executives, they have very strong connection, they have meetings, business meetings, and they will spread this news like BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, that this company failed, this company failed. So next time, no customer will give you project, and your company will be closed. Open some bakala or supermarket. Don't open software company, because you don't have the reliability, you don't have the reputation. Your market will be badly affected. Is it clear, Mr. Fahad? So there is some company who already tested it, like IBM, HP, Microsoft, Facebook. So then you take that case study and then you apply on your project. You will compare with that system, with the new or proposed system what customer is demanding, and then you apply. You will identify requirements. Now we move to the design. We know that objective of analysis is, after analysis you must have clear cut requirements. What is the problem, or what are the problems of customer? Before I move to the design, I forget one thing: how to define requirement. Al Walid Khalid. Wael Mazen. Gather information from the customer. Yazid Mashal. Something you need. Yazid Khalufa. Requirement. What we need. A feature or function to be included in the new system is called a requirement. A feature or function to be included in the new system is called a requirement. How many types of requirements we have? Mr. Ryan Abdul Halim. Fahad Said. Said Umar. Mashal Muhammad. Wael Mazen. Yazid Mashal. Okay, functional and non-functional, very good. What is the difference between functional and non-functional requirements? So, Mr. Al Walid, you know we have functional requirements and we have non-functional requirements. How to define functional requirements? Mashal Muhammad, Saeed Umar, Ryan Abdul Halim, Yazid Mashal. Do you like to answer? Functional, you must have main functions of the new system. Main functions of the new system are the functional requirements, like ATM system. Main functions are you can withdraw money, transfer cash, check balance, pay bill, transfer cash. So these are the main functions of ATM. If you talk about ODUS plus the registration system, you can add course, you can drop course, you can check your grades. As an instructor, I can check my schedule, I can check my load, I can enter grades. Office, like PowerPoint, you can see home menu, insert menu, design menu, animations, slideshow, review, view. So each menu has different functions. If you click on this icon, office icon, new, open, save as, print. If you click on home, we have new slide, layout, reset, delete. You click on insert, you can see the functions, design, animation, slideshow, review, view. So these are the main functions of PowerPoint. You can add slide, you can delete slide, you can edit slide. Yes. So I gave you 3 examples. Then we talk about non-functional requirements. Yes, Mr. Weil Mazen, any idea about non-functional requirements? Yes, non-functional are not the functions of the system, but they have strong effect on the success or features of the new system, success or failure of the new system. Many software failed because of non-functional requirements. Even they have lot of functions, but due to non-functional requirements, they fail. The best example of non-functional requirements, if I give you Microsoft Vista, MS Vista, it was largest operating system full of functionality by Microsoft, largest in terms of size. Approximately its size was 70 to 80 million lines, LOC, lines of code. And there were so many functions, but it was the worst operating system introduced by Microsoft. It was failed, badly failed, because there were a lot of bugs and it was not stable. it was very poor in reliability. And then Microsoft introduced Windows 7, and they removed a lot of features from Vista, and then it was in Windows 7 they reduced the number of functions of Vista, and they reduced the size, and it was much stable, much successful. It was much reliable than the Vista. That is the first example. Then there was a browser. Its name was Netscape Communicator. Netscape Communicator. Early 2000, Netscape Communicator was most widely used browser. That time Chrome was not there. So I love to use Netscape Communicator. Most of the customers were using Netscape Communicator. And even though Internet Explorer was free with Windows, still Netscape Communicator has lot of market. And then Netscape tried to improve the functional requirements. They add more functions and failed. And due to non-functional requirements, it was failed badly. And then some other company purchased that, like I remember, if I'm not mistaken, American Online purchased this, but still they have to close it, and there is no more Netscape Communicator browser in the market. That is the second example. Third example is Nokia. Like now, Samsung is very popular. In the period of from 2000 to 2010, Nokia was the most widely used mobile phone in the market. And then Nokia was using Symbian operating system. Symbian operating system. And then Nokia tried to add more features in the Symbian, more functional requirements, tried to cover more functional requirements and failed. And meanwhile, Samsung entered in the mobile market, and Samsung captured the mobile market, and there was no more Nokia. And then Microsoft even purchased Nokia, and they suffered a lot of loss. It was the worst deal by Microsoft. I remember $8 billion, approximately $8 billion loss has to suffer by Microsoft. $8 billion approximately Microsoft lost in the market due to this deal. And finally they said to Nokia, thank you very much, we cannot continue with this product, and they get rid of this. I was taking lecture when Microsoft purchased Nokia, and I told to my students, it will become Titanic for Microsoft. Their all profits will sink if they keep on continue, or they continue to have Nokia. They try to sell it. And within a couple of years, Microsoft realized that it's worst deal. Yes. And then Microsoft said to Nokia, thank you very much, we cannot continue with this product, take it and leave it. and let's have safe journey. And then Microsoft survived. Otherwise, it can be a Titanic situation for Microsoft. So three examples I gave you, due to non-functional requirements, product failed. Any question up to here? Any question up to here? Objective of analysis is what is the problem, what is or are the problem or problems of the customer. The objective of analysis is what is or are the problem or problems of the customer. Then you have design phase, design activities in the methodology. How to define design? What is the meaning of design? Mr. Said Umar. Yazid Mashal. Wael Mazen. Mashal Muhammad. Riyan Abdul Halim, Al Walid Khalid, anyone? Design is also called intelligent phase. Like human intelligence. Intelligent phase or design phase. Like human intelligence is there. Allah has given you brain or mukh in Arabic. Your brain has neurons or cells. When I ask you some question, your brain generates alternative solutions of that question and you try to answer the best one. So design phase or intelligent phase means generating alternative solutions of the problem and selection of the best one. Generating alternative solutions of the problem and selection of the best one. So objective of design means you generate alternative solutions, like in human intelligence, human brain works. Like I will give you another example. In Jeddah, Khalid bin Walid Road is very popular for hardware market. Like in Pakistan, in my city Lahore, Hafiz Center is popular market for computers, hardware or mobile phone. In Jeddah, we have Khalid bin Walid Road, is very popular. Similarly, I was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, they have a market for software, for hardware. I forgot the name. We have a job description. It's called system architect. In software companies, after your degree, your graduation, you are hired as a junior programmer or junior developer or junior design web developer, junior programmer, and then 2 to 3 years you become senior programmer or senior junior software engineer, junior programmer, junior developer. That is the different job description, but job is same. Only job names are different, titles are different. Then 2 to 3 years you become senior software engineer or senior programmer or senior developer. After 2 to 3 years you become team lead. You have your own team composed of 2 or 3 junior software engineers, 2 or 3 senior software engineers. After 2 to 3 years, then you become junior system architect. So when you become junior system architect, you have 6+ years of experience. Then 2 to 3 years, you become senior system architect. Then 2 to 3 years, you become junior project manager. And then 2 to 3 years, you become senior project manager. Then junior system analyst, and then senior system analyst. So almost 15+ years of experience when you become senior system analyst, which is the highest position in our field. And his salary is approximately $150,000 per month. $150,000 plus 120 plus to 150. That is the range per month, correct? Because you started your first job approximately $6,000 per month. $6,000 per month is the starting salary. But when you reach to this position, you have to suffer a lot, and you have suffered for almost 15+ years in the software companies. I remember one of the system analysts of Microsoft, one day he came around 12+ a.m. and he found a slip from his daughter. Papa, I want to see you. So next morning, because when he was used to go early and before his daughter woke up, and when he came from office, normally she slept because she has to go to school in the. So before she go to school, he already left to office. So next morning he waited that his daughter will wake up, and then he asked to his daughter, "Yes, my darling, what you want?" And then she asked a strange question. Papa, how much Microsoft is paying you for 1 hour salary? For your 1 hour, how much salary Microsoft is paying you? He was surprised, and then he calculated and gave some rough figure, like, for example, $3,000, $4,000, whatsoever. She said, I will give you $15,000. Please give me 3 to 4 hours of your life. I want to spend time with you. So they have a lot of money, but they don't have time to enjoy or to spend with their family. Spend time with their family. So that's the situation. You win something, you lose something. It's not possible that you win everything. That's the life. So anyhow, we have, yes, this is the truth of life, hard fact of life. System architect will generate 3 or 4 alternative solutions in the design phase. Senior system architect, and he has experience of 8+ years of experience, 8+ years of experience in the software companies, working experience. So he is not new. He has experience. So based on previous projects, 3 or 4 alternative solutions, he will he will present to the team, and then team will select the best solution, that this is the best solution for this project. That is the intelligence. Like if I ask you to go to Khalid bin Walid Road, you are already familiar, you have experience that where is Khalid bin Walid Road and what are the routes to reach Khalid bin Walid Road. Like you can go by Palestine, you can go by Tahliya, you can take some shortcut to reach there. If it is office hours, like morning time or closing time, then there is much traffic, much crowded. The Palestine will be very crowded. So you may take Tahliya, and then you may take some shortcut to reach Khalid bin Walid Road. I will ask you, go to Khalid bin Walid Road and purchase some hardware from Suleimania campus to Khalid bin Walid Road, and then come within 1 hour. So 1 hour or 2 hours is the deadline, like customer gave you deadline. Now you have constraint of deadline, you have constraint of cost, you have constraint of resources. So you will go, and then based on the most suitable route, you will reach there, purchase, and come back to FCIT, Suleimania campus. Based on your experience, you are not new to Jeddah. You are not fresh. You are not tourist. That you don't know where is Khalid bin Walid Road and what are the routes to reach there. Same project, a system architect has experience. Based on his experience, he will show 3 or 4 suitable solutions, alternative solutions. That could be the solution, that could be a solution, that could be a solution, and then team will pick that this is the best one for our project. This is called the design. Is it clear? Okay. Now we have development, implementation. During the implementation, we do coding, testing, maintenance, deployment. So that's the methodology. We will have standard procedures to analyze, design, and implement the software system. Each methodology has its SDLC. SDLC. How to define what is the SDLC stands for? Ryan Abdul Hakim, Al Walid Khalid. SDLC abbreviation. Abbreviation for SDLC. What SDLC defines? No problem. Mashal Muhammad. SDLC. What is LC? Yazid Khalufa. Very good. Yazid Mashal. Is it correct? Okay. Software development life cycle, whereas Yazid Khalufa said system development life cycle. Who is the correct one? Mr. Saeed Umar? Is it software development life cycle or is it system development life cycle? Software. software. Ryan Abdul Halim. So we have, which one is the correct one? Is it software or is it system? System development life cycle or software development life cycle? Software development life cycle. So we have Fahad Saeed, Wael Mazen, Ryan, software. It's system development life cycle, not software development life cycle. It is system development life cycle. Okay, we have information system. Information system. We use methodologies to develop information systems. Like in our FCIT, we have a department, IS department, information system department. How to define information system? Said Umar. Al-Walid Khalid. Ryan Abdul Halim. Fahad Said. System where keep information. Okay. Yazid Mashal. Yazid Khalufa. Anybody open? Anyone can answer. Information system is collection of 5 components. Is a collection of 5 components. Hardware, software, data, people, and procedures. Working together to generate, information that is used to run a company or business. That is used to run a company or business. Hardware, software, data, people, and procedures. 5 components. Hardware, software, data, people, and procedures. These 5 components work together to process information, to generate information, which is used to run a company or a business. That is the reason we don't call it software development life cycle, we call it system development life cycle, because we can replace any of the 5 components, old components with the new component. Like hardware, we can replace old hardware with the new hardware. We can replace old software with the new software. Data is changing, people are changing, procedures, like I taught you in logic, we have processing logic and business logic. So procedures are the business logic, business rules are changing. Like we don't have VAT once in Saudi Arabia, then 5% VAT was introduced, then 15% VAT was introduced. In UK there is 45% tax. In America there is different tax. So procedures are different from country to country. Rules are different. Same company like Nestle is operating in 144 countries in the world. Honda, Toyota, BMW, Mercedes, they have showrooms all over the world, in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, in UK, in USA, Australia, Taiwan, Korea. So every country has different tax system, different procedures, rules are there. So procedures are changing. Any of the component can change, but system is always there in the till in the life of company, till company exists. Like Otis, we have Otis. When I joined FCIT, King Abdulaziz University, in 2011, and then 2014 or 15, it was changed to Otis Plus, but it is the registration system. Name could be different: Otis, Otis Plus, or Sharp. But as far as King Abdulaziz University is continued, registration system will be there, and inshallah it will continue. So we have systems like in the people we have top management, middle management, lower management, procedures, processing, and business rules, hardware, software, data, people, and procedure. Any of the component can be replaced. Now we have information system types are there. Like we have TPS, it is used by lower management. MIS is used by middle management. Expert system and DSS, decision support system, is used by top management. Any idea about TPS? While Mazen? Fahad Saeed? Saeed Umar? Ryan Abdul Halim? TPS stands for Transaction Processing System. A system that processes the information related to money, related to falus. For example, ATM, for example, cash counter of supermarket, or we have online transaction processing system, like we have point of sale and OLTS. Point of sale system and online transaction processing system, there are two types of transaction. Point of sale like cash counters of supermarket like Panda, Hyper Panda, Carrefour, Lulu. And online like Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, or Carrefour, Lulu, they have online e-commerce websites. Or in Saudi Arabia, we have Souk. Now it's purchased by Amazon. So we have eBay, PayPal. They are all online transaction processing systems, or internet banking is there, mobile banking is there, iBanking or net banking, mobile banking. They are transaction processing systems. They process the information related to transaction of money, falus. It is used by low level management, operational management. Whereas MIS, what is MIS? Al Walid Khalid. Mashal Muhammad. Fat Saeed. Saeed Umar. Very good. Management information system. So how to define management information system, Mr. Fahad Saeed? Management information system is used by middle managers. MIS is used by middle managers or middle management is used to process information that is used by our managers so that they can perform tasks, supervise, activities, track and monitor projects, and make decisions. So MIS is used by managers so that they can perform tasks, supervise activities, track and monitor projects, and make decisions. Like inventory system. Inventory system is used by middle management in most of the companies, like in supermarket, Danube, Panda, Hyper Panda, Carrefour, Lulu. We have point of sale system, TPS. It's linked with MIS. As many items that are sold from the supermarket, automatically they are short from the inventory. And by the end of the day, the manager will check the inventory system that what is the status of items, how many items they need to order to supplier or vendor or warehouse So most of the supermarkets, they have warehouse or they have distributors, suppliers to order them. So next morning when they open the market super store, those items are available in the stock. They should not be short from the stock. It's not only manage the warehouse, they manage the even their stores, supermarkets. So they or the factories, like they have inventory for each shift. They have shift, they have production. Yes, store like supermarket, Panda, Hyper Panda, Danube. So items are sold and from the stock they are short minus from the inventory. So they know how many items they are short for different products. So they order to the supplier or to the warehouse to supply those items to maintain their stock, or extra or Jareer or even Khalid bin Walid Road. Different markets are there, different shops are there. Same in the factory, like production. Each shift has inventory from the warehouse or they have storeroom. Like car manufacturing, Toyota car manufacturing, Honda car manufacturing. So for each shift they have production. So they take inventory, they take stock for the production, and those items are short from the inventory. So they ask to the suppliers or vendors to supply those items to maintain their stock. Yes, that is the inventory. Even King Abdulaziz University has inventory system for hardware, for printer, papers, markers, staplers, furniture. They have inventory. Even for my office, it's recorded that I have two computers, one printer, I have laptop. That's the stock provided to me. And then when I will leave, I have to return to King Abdulaziz University. So they will check their stock that this guy is leaving. He has returned all the items that were issued to him to maintain their stock. So normally they have audit to maintain their stock, to check in different stores, different supermarkets, different factories, to audit their items, how many items they have extra or they have in short. So MIS will help them that these items are in extra, in excess, or in shortage. So then you have sale. Normally in by the end of year they have a sale. They decrease the price to increase their sale. Offers are there, like in on the Christmas in European countries they have sale, or in at the time of Eid in Saudi Arabia, some companies, some shops, some companies offer sale, or you can have offers from Jareer or from Extra, that these are the offer items, or even Carrefour online on transaction processing system, the e-commerce website, they have offer. So they know from the inventory system, the MIS, that these items we have in excess, we need to have, yes, on the national day. Very good. So some special day they have offers to increase their sale. So MIS will help them to do such task that is used by middle managers. Any question up to here? Type TPS is used by operational management or lower management. MIS used by middle management. Why? Because the low level operational staff is dealing at the customer end. The middle managers will not be there. Operational management is there to take care of the sale or the stock, to deal with customers or in the factory. Low level staff is there at the operational level to maintain, to have production or to have sale. Middle managers are the high level. So management has top management like president or vice president. In the King Abdulaziz University, we have dean, vice president, president, Amidul Jamia, Vakil Jamia, Amidul Kuliya, Vakil Kuliya. So top management is president, vice president. The middle management is dean, vice dean. And low management is chairman, Raisul Kism. It's hierarchy of management. The chairman will deal at the low level to deal with the faculty and the staff. Dean and vice dean will not directly deal with the faculty. Whereas president and vice president are at the top level. They will not deal at the low level to deal with the faculty and the staff. So this is a hierarchy of management at the people level. You got my point, Mr. Fahad Saeed? Okay, time is up. We will continue inshallah from here. Any question about today's lecture? Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair.